Okay, so here we go. Right. Now, welcome to Club Excel. What is it? For those who've just joined us for the very first time, Club Excel is basically bite-sized learning. It is designed for beginners and intermediates. And it's pragmatic, tailored learning. We don't want to just throw everything that Excel has to offer onto you. We just want to take it slowly, one by one, take one or few things together and let you practice it for a month. And then you can come back and we can take more, learn more. These sessions are recorded for later references. All of these recordings are available to you on the L&D SharePoint page, which I will share at the end of this session. So please make sure if you've missed out, if your friends have missed out, let them know. They can always come back. And along with the practice file is always going to be available there. All right, so let's go ahead. But before we go ahead for today's session, please make sure that you have an understanding of Excel foundations, the formatting and basic formulas, because otherwise this session is not going to be useful for you. So now with the final roll call, are we all ready to go? Please raise your hand. Let me know. Raise your hand. Do not let it down, put it down. I'll put it down for you. Yep, a few more hands. Come on. Are we ready to go? All right, that's it. Let's go. Right, so today's our challenge is get result based on a certain criteria. I'll explain to you. It's very, very simple. We're going to do 4 things today. Okay, number 1, we're going to do the if function, the and function, the or function, and the but function. Now, I'm pretty sure there are some intermediate Excel learners who are like, what is this function about? But don't worry, we'll get there. And let's start off with the if function. But before we go into the details, let's just do a few understandings. All right. So an if function, before we go into that, I'll explain to you what a query is and what are results. So let's just first understand query and results, and then we'll go into the formulas. All right. So a query is basically you have a thing one, anything at all, any information piece, and you want to say that if this is same as this, or if this is bigger than this, greater than this, or if it's less than this, or if it's less than equal to or this. So this would be a query. Any query has to have 2 or more items in it, and what you're doing is you're equating it. Is it same? Is it larger? Is it smaller? Is it so 2 things, you're comparing it. All right, so that is a query. And a result is basically if true, give me this value, and if not true, if false, then give me this value. So you will get 2 results. Okay, in a result you have two parts of result. If your query meets the purpose, then give this value. If your query does not, give this value. Now, if you haven't understood this one, it's all right. You don't need to worry about it. We'll do lots of examples today. But if you have, please raise your hand, let me know. So I have an understanding of what pace I need to take for this session. Perfect, thank you. All right, let's go forward. But if you haven't understood it, not a problem. Let's go forward and let's open up our if function. Now, if function is basically a combination of both queries and results. You have a query and then you have a result. So what it means is basically if this happens, then give me this result. Okay. If you break it forward, so the query, as I said, was equating 2 things or not equating 2 things. And the result is based out of 2 ingredients. So if this happens, this is same, then give me this. If this is not same, then give me this. Okay, let's break it forward. Now, you must have seen those lot of brackets and a lot of commas happening in the functions. Well, let me explain it to you. So if formula, obviously every formula starts with an equal sign. So there will be an is equal to sign. Yeah. If bracket open would have the query, comma will separate the query from the result, and the bracket close. So you will have your query and you will have your result, and there will be a comma in the middle. So Excel is basically a system which is understanding your language, and this is how it speaks. So if this function opens, you tell them the query, you give a comma, it'll then ask you what do you want if it's true, what do you want if it's false, and then you close the bracket, and that is your basic if statement. Also, please remember, if you're putting words here, let's say if you say, we will do it in an example, but if you're putting words, please remember to put Excel understands words in inverted commas, quotation marks only. But if you're putting numbers, that's fine. You can just put in numbers. That's all right. Okay. So let's get on with our if statement, and we will start off with opening up our example file 12a. I'm going to share my screen again. That's fine. Okay. So everybody on 12a with me, please raise your hand. Ready to go? This is 12a. For those of you who just joined in, it was attached to your meeting invite. So you can go there, open it up, and yep, I need a few more people, please. If you can raise your hands, we can move forward. Thank you. Do not lower your hands. That's it. Thanks a lot. Let's go forward. So let me just zoom in. So you don't need to work on it right now. Let's first understand it on my screen, and then I'll give you ample time to work on it. Now, this is my data, and I've taken a very simplistic data for starting off. My product is for host 1, host 2, host 3, and host 4. This is repeated. I have 5 branches, A, B, C, D, E, and they are repeated. I have this price of each one of these hoses, okay? Now, my query is, my first question is, this is very important, okay? You need to be very articulate about your query. What do you want out of this data? So my question is, find branch which has a hose 1 available. So find me the branches, find me this branches, all of the branches which have hose 1 available. So it's an if query. So my if query will be, if this branch has hose 1, then give me yes. If it does not have hose 1, then give me a no. Easy. Let's make our first if statement. Let me just make it with you for you, and then you can do it on your own. Okay. So I will go is equal to sign. That's how the functions start always. Okay. I will put in if bracket open. That is how my whole function will start. Is equal to if bracket open. My logical test, which is my query, is if this is equal to bracket quotations open, hose 1, quotation close. Now what I'm doing is I'm saying to Excel, hey, if this cell is equal to hose 1, which means find the branch which has hose 1. Yeah. So if this is equal to hose 1, then if I put a comma, remember, I'm now going to go into results. So now I'm going to go into results. So this was the query, and this is going to be results. So if true, what do you want? You can have anything at all. You can have yes, but remember, Excel only understands quotation marks, comma, and you can have, what if it's false? You can have a no. Inverted commas closed and bracket closed. You have an if statement, you press enter, and there you go. This one does have a hose 1, so it says yes. If I drag it, the formula, you see, beautiful. So I know which branches have, these branches have hose 1, this has hose 1. There you go. So now let's do this together. Everybody, please open up your Excel 12A, and we are going to do this again. Okay, just one more time quickly. So we're going to go into the first cell, which is F7, this cell F7. We want to know if this branch, find the branch which has hose 1 available. Okay, we're going to change this slightly. Now this time I don't want yes or no. I want the branch name here. Okay, so if this one has hose 1, then give me the branch name. Okay, so let's see, let's start off together. Is equal to if bracket open. We take our mouse and we say in the same line, make sure it's the same line. This is equal to, in quotation marks open, we're going to type exactly how this is written. Okay, exactly. If you miss out a space or anything, it will not accept it. Comma, we go into a result. If it's true, I want this name. I want whatever is in this cell, I want that answer. So it could be anything at all. It could be a Weather Hill Park branch. It could be a Silver Water Park, whatever the branch name is. It can it will pick it from here. So I don't need to put it in quotation marks because it's not a text, it's a cell. And then if no, then just give me no. Bracket closed. Your if is complete. Press enter and you have A. Now if you select this and you go to this bottom right corner and you drag it, there you go. So now you have these 4 branches. I'm just going to highlight it for you. See, now you have these. Now I know that for hose 1, if I need hose 1, I got to go to A, E, or D. That's it. Easy as. Now, are you with me? Please raise your hand. Let me know. A few more, please. I have a question. How do you return a null result? Yep, Alan, I'm going to go into that. Don't worry. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's do it with the second one. Let's do this one. And this time around, we will answer Alan's question on null result. Okay. So this question is find branch which has host 3 under $300. How do you do this? Host 3 under $300. We will go, and these are 2 ifs combined. Okay, let me just make it simpler. Find branches host 3. I will just remove under 300, please. We'll just do find branch which has host 3. That's it. Okay. Find branch which has host 3. We will go into our second if formula. Start with is equal to if bracket open. We will select the product, first product, which is in line with this. We will say is equal to, what is it equal to? Hose 3, because we are looking for hose 3. Comma, we are in the result section now. What do you want in the result? I want to know the branch name, which is written in here. Comma. Now, Alan wants to know, what if you don't want anything in the answer? If the query is not matching, if it's false, what if you don't want a blank cell? If you want a blank cell, just put inverted comma, space, inverted comma, and bracket close. That will give you a blank in that cell. Press enter. There you go. And if you will just drag this, there is your answer. C, B, and A are the 3 branches which have host 3. Now, how many of you got it? Okay. All right. Okay. I'll lower your hands. Now, anybody here who wants me to redo the whole thing? Anyone here in the session who wants me to just go through one more time? Yep, quite a few people. Okay, let me just do it one more time. All right. So first off, yes, so Neil has a question. Neil, I'll answer your question while doing this. Okay. So let me just, please delete everything that you did. Delete everything that you've done. Let's start from the top. If always starts with an equals to sign, you put an if bracket open. This is how if will always start and end with a bracket. Okay. Now, what is the logical test? I want to know the branch which has hose 1. So I want to know hose 1. If this is equal to, if this is equals to hose 1, and then we go into results, give me the branch name. Otherwise, don't give me anything. Bracket closed, enter. You have A, you drag it down, and that's it. So A, E, and D have hose 1s. Okay. Now, we had a question from Neil. Neil's question is this case sensitive? So I'll go into this. He's saying, is this case sensitive? So this, remember, see this? H is capital. If I put in a small h, let's find it out. It'll still give me A. So Neil, the answer to your question is it's not case sensitive. Okay. Now let's do the second one together, please. Find the branch which has host 3. So similarly, we are going to be in this line. we're going to work on this line only, and then we'll drag it on for the others. So I'll start with an equal sign, if bracket open. Now, don't worry about Excel's language. Don't worry about the formula. Just be very logical. What is your logic saying? How would you put this in a statement? If this cell has hose 3 written in it, exactly like this, then please give me the branch name. Otherwise, do not give me anything at all. See, I said it in a statement and I wrote it down in the language of Excel. If this cell has hose 3 written on it, then give me this answer, the branch name. Otherwise, give me nothing. I press enter, nothing. It's all right. I'll drag it down and you see, there is my result. C, B, and A are the 3 branches which have host 3 written on them. Okay, everybody good? Please raise your hand if everybody is good and we want to go forward. Okay, I will lower your hands now. Now, there is a third option. So if anybody still wants me to do one more time, there is the third one. We'll all do it together and we'll get, this is the basics, so we'll get really good at it. Okay, so we'll do the third one. The third query is find all hoses under $100. So find all hoses, and the decision making query is under $100. So we are going to go here. We're going to write an if is equal to, if bracket open. We will say if this is less than 100. Remember, 100 is a number. We don't need quotation marks for the number. If this is less than 100, then give me the hose. Otherwise, give me nothing. So this, see, I'm putting a word nothing. Okay, or I can say not available. I can put actually anything and the Excel will understand it because I'm putting in words. So I got hose 1. If I drag it down, see, now I put in greater than. I should have put a less than. So let me put a less than. See the sign, less than. I will have to redo it, drag it again. And now no hoses are available less than 100 except for these 2, which are, yep. Wow, there are three people who found out my mistake of less than and greater than. So thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate your response and your active reading and listening. Thank you so much. So yeah, I put a wrong sign here. Please note this is this represents L, so it's less than. I learned that in my, I think, 3rd grade or something. So yeah. So this is the formula. Let's say I change the query and I say 200. So similarly, if I say 200, if I just need to go and say less than 200 and press enter, but then I need to drag it again. And now I have more hoses, which are less than 200. So you can use this for a lot of different applications. You can use this in whatever database you use. If you're in the branch line, if you're rep, if you are in the operations, you can use the if function to find out a lot of things. Okay. Yeah. So please raise your hand if you are okay with me moving forward. Keep your hands raised, please. Raise your hand if you want me to move forward, please. Thank you. Keep it raised. Do not put your hands down. Yeah, I lose the count if you put the hands down. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Anybody would, okay. Now I've lowered your hands. My question is, would anybody like me to do this one more time? Okay. Just 2 people. All right. Yeah, Allison, we haven't done combined query up until now. Okay. All we were doing was we changed this query to a single query. So we will do the combined query later on. Okay. So let's go forward. And for those of you who wanted me to repeat, I'm pretty sure let me just do one more and then we'll go forward. All right. So what I did was I want to know if hose 1 is available in what branch. Okay, so I will delete this for now. I will delete this. Last time, if is equal to always, if bracket open, simple language, if this cell has hose 1 written on it, then give me the name of this branch. Otherwise, give me this symbol. Enter and drag. So A, E, and D have hose 1 available. The rest have not available. I'll move forward now. I have a question. Okay. All right, so let's move forward. This is done. We are now going to move on to AND function. Now, if is not over yet because if requires the AND function within it. How? Let me just explain it to you a little and then we'll go practice. So AND function is basically when 2 or more queries should be true. In if function, we were looking at one query is true, give me that, otherwise give me this. In AND query, there are 2 separate queries which have to be true, and then you give me the result. Okay, I'll explain to you again. In the if function, thing 1 has to be equal to thing 2 to get a result. But in an AND function, we add the AND function within the if function, and this is what the AND function looks like. And thing 1 equating thing 2, thing 3, thing 4 equating thing 5. So there are 2 queries. One query is this, second query is this, and then you have the brackets. So this is an AND function, which then comes inside the if function, and then you get the result. So don't worry. I know it's a little, it looks complicated. It is not. It is very, very simple. It is when 2 or more queries should be true. Let's go back to our example sheet and let's do 12b. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. Now, if you start doing it on your own for the very first time, you may lose us. So please do not do it. Let me just do it first. Please watch and then do it later. I'll have ample time to do it with you. Okay, so it's advisable to please watch and do it later. So first off, we'll have the first query, which is which branch has hose 1 and is under $300. So this is a joint query. First one is it has to have hose 1. Second one is it is under $300. So there are two queries combined, and there is an AND to it. So what do? We start off with same if bracket open, but here is where it changes. We write AND bracket open. So now we will insert the AND logical function inside the if function and just tell what are the 2 or more queries that we want to combine. So what is the first query that we want? That it should have hose 1. Yeah. The second one is it should be under. So these are the 2 categories: should have hose 1 and should be under 300. So let's have the first one. So this one is equal to should have hose 1. Yeah. So hose 1 comma, what is the second logical sense? It price should be less than 300. So our AND is complete. I'm going to close it. Now, I'm going to now tell the result. So if it's true, see this, it says value if true. If this is true, both of these things are true, then please give me the branch name. If it's not true, then just leave it blank. So I just put a space bar, space between 2 inverted commas, and that's blank. Bracket closed, enter. It gives me an A, which means A branch has hose 1 and it is under $300. If I drag it, let's see the answers. Oh, nothing else except E. So let's see. E has hose 1 and is under $300. Which else has hose 1? There is, okay, let me just change this instance, okay? Okay, let's just do it together first and then I'll change the instance. So I'll delete it. Now, everyone with me, let's start off. Please come on to 12B. Let's do it together. So we are going to start off with an if is equal to if bracket open. Now, our if has the query, remember? Our if has, it will have the AND function within it, then we'll go on to the result, okay? So let's put the AND function. The AND function will have this two things in it with our current example. So we'll put AND. So we started with is equal to sign. If bracket open, if has started, we'll say AND is going to start now. And our logic, first logic is should have host one. So should have, we select this, we say equals inverted commas host one, inverted commas closed. And then what's the second one? The second one is it should be less than 300, bracket close. As soon as I close the bracket, and value is completed. So the and is completely from here to here, and is completed. I've closed the bracket, and now I will put a comma. And now I've gone back to if, saying that if it's true, give me the name of the branch. If it's not true, then just say not true. Bracket closed. Press enter. You have A, and then you should have E. Here you go, A and E. Now, how many of you were able to do it? Please raise your hands. Okay. All right, I'm going to lower your hands now. Thank you. Now, let me just lower the hands. Okay, how many of you sort of understood it, but not really? Okay, all right, no worries. Okay, I hope the most of you have an understanding of basic formulas, because otherwise it will not make sense for you. Let me just do it again, another one. Let's do this together. Which rep should I contact? So the answer result is going to be a rep. That is our result. Should I contact if I want host 2, that's query 1, and from branch D, query 2. So host 2, query 1, host branch D, query 2, and result is the rep. So let's start off with if is equal to if, bracket open, and bracket open. So now our and can start. Two ands here. First one is host 2. So this one should have, so I'd select B7 because it has all the hoses, is equal to sign, inverted commas open, hose 2, close, comma. I'll give the second logical. So it's telling you, see, logical 1, logical 2. It's telling you, prompting you know what to do. So if you put a comma, then you put the second logic saying branch D. So go into branches and say is equal to D. All the words should be under quotation. Put a comma, or sorry, close the bracket. So now your and is complete. We can go back to if and give the results, comma. If this is true, both these things are true, then give me the name of the rep. So I select this, simple. I don't need to put quotation because it's a cell. And then if not, then just give me blank. Enter. It's given me blank. I will drag it out. And there you go. Emma and Kevin are the two reps I should contact for host 2 and branch D. You see that? Host 2, branch D, Kevin and Emma. That's it. That's my answer. Okay. Now, please raise your hands if you're with me. Okay. We'll do it one more time. We have another question and we'll do it together. Hopefully, most of you will understand. But if you don't, no worries. This will always be recorded and you can always come back to it and see it. So let's do the third one. Which rep, so rep is the result, it will be in our result final. Which rep should I contact if I want host 2 and I want it from branch D and it should be under $300? Now, this is three consolidated, three queries, three separate queries, okay? But it's an and. So let's do equals if bracket open. So now our if query is starting, but then we put in an and bracket open. Now our and will start. And can have unlimited number of logical statements. So first statement is going to be host 2. You want host 2, second is branch D, third is under 300. So first is host 2, you go into your product and you say if this is equal to host 2. In inverted commas, I forgot to put the space bar, so there you go. So host 2, if this is equal to host 2, second logical statement, branch D. If this is equal to D, and third one is it should be under 300. So if this is less than 300, I close my and. I have three ands here, closed it. Now I go back to comma, logical statement. If true, then give me the name of the rep. If not true, then give me space, nothing. Bracket closed, enter, nothing. Let's drag it down. Just Emma. So Emma is the only rep which has host 2. It works in branch D and is under $300. How beautiful is that? Did you like that? Raise your hands. All right. Okay. All right. I'm going to lower your hands. So Allison, if I've answered your question regarding combined theory, there are more, but if I have answered some part of it, please let me know and we will move forward. So is everybody okay to move forward? Please raise your hand. Let me know. We'll move forward. Yep. I want a few more hands, please. Come on. Don't be lazy. While I read Allison's response. Okay. Allison has responded. Thank you, Allison. Let's move forward, everybody. Thank you so much. Let's go on with our next part. So we did the AND function. Now we are going to go into OR function. Now AND is all about this should be true and this should be true and this should be true. But OR is something different. OR is giving you an option saying, hey, if this is true or even if this is true, then give me the result. It's very, very simple. Okay. So OR function is basically any two or more queries are true. Any one of them is true. Okay. So query 1 or query 2, and then you get the result. So if this is the if function, the OR function, just like the AND function, will come in the middle, and then you'll have the result by putting in the comma. What is the OR function? OR function is basically thing 1 equating thing 2, or thing 2, thing 3 equating thing 4. So two separate queries. You can have as many queries as you want in OR. If any one of this is true, then give me this result. Okay? If any one of these is true. In the AND function, both of them have to be true, or all of them have to be true. In OR function, any one of these is true. Okay? So have you understood my explanation so far? Okay, thank you. Aiden, thank you very much. Yep, I don't want to confuse the participants, so I'm not going to go there. But thanks so much. I understand. Yep. So let's move on to 12C. Open up our Excel sheets. Go to 12C file, please. And we have here, we have added a color yellow, if you can see it. So what we'll do is I'll zoom in. I'll do it first on my own, then we'll do it together. Okay. Don't rush in. Let's do it together. Let me just first do it and then we'll do it together. So here the question is, and your question has to be very solid. Okay. If your question is confusing, you will not be able to construct your if and or statements. Your question has to be absolutely certain. So what do you want to do is you want to find a hose. So hose is going to be our result. You want to find a hose which is yellow or is under $300. So either I will get a yellow one or I'll get under $300. It's either or. Then give me the hose. So let's construct it. I will construct it first. Is equal to if bracket open, now comes or bracket open. So now we have an or statement inside the if statement. So or we will put in, this should be yellow. It has to be exactly the same in inverted commas. The next one, we put a comma. So we go on to the next logical statement. This should be less than 300. And we close the or statement because we just have to. Then we go into our result by placing a comma. Our result, we want to know which hose. So this should be a result, comma. If no result, then put a space and close it. Enter. You have hose one. Now let's check. Hose one, is it yellow? Yes, it's yellow. Is it under 300? Yes, it's under 300. I will drag it. And I have loads of answers. Let's look at the non-answers. Is this yellow? No, it's not. It's over 300 also. Is this yellow? Yes, it's yellow. Is it over 300? Yes, but we are not using and, we're using or. So any one of these things is true. Give me the name of the hose, the product. Okay. Just to not confuse you, but tell you, if I just replace this with an and, this is going to go away. Why? Because then both the things have to be true. This is not true. This is true. So if I replace this with and, just replace this with and, it's gone. Look at that. Okay, because now I'm saying both of them have to be true. So is everybody ready to get started? Let's go, everyone together. We go into the first one. We write is equal to sign and we write if bracket open. So we've started our if. Then we're going to start off with or. You can put it small, large, doesn't matter. Bracket open. So now your or function has started. And what am I saying? If this is equal to yellow, inverted commas, yellow, inverted commas closed, comma, or if this is less than 300. I will close the or function, comma, what is my result? What do I want? I want to know the product. So I'll just click on the product, that's it, comma. And if nothing, then just give me a blank space, close brackets, hose one, press enter, drag it down. There you go. All of these are either have a yellow one or they are under 300. So sometimes, you have like thousands and thousands of data line, you have these many things. What you can do, you can use this function to say either or. It should be, if it's either this product or it's under this or it's this GP or whatever, you can use a lot of combinations for that. Let's move on to the second one. Okay, let's do the second one together. The question is find a branch, find branch. Okay, A or Emma as rep. So I want to find a branch which is, okay, so there's something missing here. I apologize. Find, let's say, we put price. If branch is A or Emma. So I've just changed it slightly. Find the price of the product. So price of the product is going to be our result. If the branch is A and has Emma as the rep. So I'm going to put an equals to sign. If bracket open or I'm interested in buying. I'm not interested in, so Emma and branch is the same for me. So it's either Emma, I'll buy it from Emma, or I'll buy it from branch A, either. So or function bracket open. First one is branch A. So I want to know this is equal to A, comma. Second is this should be equals to Emma, bracket close, inverted commas closed, and bracket closed, or function is done. We go back to our result by placing a comma. What do we want? We want to know the price. That's it, simple. Comma, comma, or space to get nothing, enter 200. Let's drag it down and let's check. We got 4 prices. Let's see. This one has branch A, done. Doesn't have Emma. It's all right. It meets one of the 2 requirements. This one has Emma, does not have branch A, meets 1 or 2 requirements, done. This one has Shri, but this one has branch A. We'll go with it. And this one does not have branch A, but it does have Emma. Now, if I was to use an AND, none of them will display because they neither have A and Emma do not go together here. Okay. How is everybody feeling? Please raise your hand. Let me know if you're good to continue. Okay, let's practice some more. Let's do one more time. Lower your hands. Let's go back into our Excel. Let's do that. Look at the third one. Okay, let's look at the third one. So we have here the rep is Shri or branch B or any hose under 30. Now I want, the result is not written here, but let's say I want to know the branch name if the branch is B. Okay, I want to know true or not. Okay, if the rep is Shri, branch is B, or any hose under 300. There are 3 ors here. So I'm going to put in if bracket open. I'll put in or bracket open. First one is rep should be Shri. So I select the rep is equal to Shri. It's wrong spelling. Please make sure the spelling is correct. Comma, what's my second logic? The branch. So I'll go back. The branch is equal to B. If it's Eagle Farm, then you will put Eagle Farm here instead of B, comma. And the third one, so I'm putting 3 logical statements, yeah, 3 ors. Third one is it should be under 300. So this is less than 300. Bracket close, my or function is completed. Then what do I want in result? I want yes, or I want no. Bracket closed, enter. I have a yes. I will drag it down. Let's see. I have 2 no's, all yeses. Let's go back and check. Shri, branch B or 300. I will hide them for now, just for easy sake, and look at these. So Shri, branch B or 300. Let's check. Let's go with the ones which said no. It does not have Shri, neither it's under 300, neither is branch B. This one, same thing. It's not branch B, nor is it under 300, nor is it with Shri. Okay. So numbers do not have to be in inverted commas. Cells do not have to be in inverted commas, Misha. Only if you are putting in words, words have to be in inverted commas. This is a cell. This is a word. So if I'm selecting a cell number, like for example, if I'm saying, give me, if I didn't want yes, but I wanted the host, the product name. If I selected this, if it's B7, something like this, then I don't need to put it in inverted commas. Whatever the text inside it, it'll always show that. Okay, let me show this. There you go. So all of these hoses are with either branch B or with Shri. Okay, Misha, if I have answered your question, let me know in the questions part. Um, and I will now ask everybody how we're doing. Should we go ahead with the last one? All right. Awesome. So again, for those who still have a little bit of an understanding a gap, you can always come back to this video. I'll send you a link. Please watch this again. Stop it, watch it at your own pace. Don't worry. If you haven't seen the foundation, please look at the foundation. It's important to understand functions if you want to go forward with advanced levels. Right. So let's move forward. We're going to go on to our last part, which is the but function. There is no such thing as but functions in Excel, but there is something, a new version called ifs. Ifs is, again, this is an intermediate level. So please, those who are beginners, if you don't get it, don't worry about it. All good. You can learn it later. Please practice your ifs for if first, and then we can go into your ifs. So ifs is query one, if true, result, but not if not. So this is the one. Yeah, this is the first if. If this is not true, then you lost the second query. If this is not true, then you lost the third query. Basically, it's an if within an if within an if, but made super easy. Previously, we used to write an if function, then an if function inside that, then another if function inside that. But this one has made it super easy. So we use ifs, and I'll show you how it's done. So if has a query and a result, so simple if, but ifs has query, result, query, result, query, result. Okay, in simple forms, if this meets the criteria, then give me the result and stop everything. But if this does not meet the criteria, then go on to the next criteria. Give me this result. If this does not meet the criteria, then give me this result. So if, but, if not, then this, but if not, then this, but if not, then this. That's why I called it but and not ifs, to just for, also confusing some of the smarter people on this session. I know there are some advanced learners. I can see their names and just wanted to confuse them also and make sure they are present on this training with an inquisitive mind. But it was really nothing. It's a new function called ifs. So let's go. Let's look at this. Okay. So we have here query number one is hose. Give me choice one. And my choice one is hoses, hose number one. And my choice two is it should be under 300. Okay. Let me put the hands over the hands. Right. So Misha, I'm waiting for you. If I have answered your question, please let me know in the question answer part. So if I get, so my first option is to get hose one. And if I get hose one, I want here choice one written. If, however, hose one is not available, then I'm willing to buy any other hose which is under $300, and that would be my choice two. Okay. All right, let's get started. I'll do it first. We'll do it later together. Let me just put in is equal to ifs with an S. Bracket open. Logical test value, logical test value, logical test value. Very simple. So first logical test, my first option should be this is equal to hose one, inverted commas closed, comma. If this is true, then what do I want? I want choice one written here. But if it's not true, let's go on to the second one. So if this is not true, but if it's not true, then let's go on to the second one. What is the second one? It should be under $300. That's my second choice. So this should be under $300. Comma. What is the result I should get? If this is true, then I should get option 2. Bracket closed. Enter. Choice 1. Excel is making choices for you now. Okay. So my choices, there are 3 choice ones. I have 2 choice ones. So I'm going to go with John and Shri in branch A and branch E, because I can get my hose one right here. If this was not true, so let's Okay, we'll do it together and I'll change the figures. I don't want to change the figures and then we won't be able to do it in the same way. So let's do it together, everybody. We'll do is equal to sign, ifs, bracket open, logical test result, logical test result, logical test result, in order of preference. Please remember, it should be in order of preference. Okay, so for this example, I'm changing this to host 2. I know those some of you went way ahead and did not work with me, so I'm just changing the query just to throw you off. And let's do ifs, bracket open, this should be equal to host. I can't put it like this, I have to put it under in quotations. If this is true, then I want to see this written here. So I can either select this and put an F4, which means I'm locking the cell. I don't want to confuse you, so I'm just going to write choice 1. But those of you know what I'm talking about by locking the cell. So choice 1, if this is true, then choice 1. If not, but if this is not true, then I want to know this is under less than $300. Make sure these are numbers. If you have a dollar sign here, if you have anything else written here, it will not take it. It has to take a number. Okay. So we need to clean this Excel first. And if this is true, then give me choice 2 written over there. Bracket closed, enter, choice 2. You can drag it out. So we have here. Okay. All right, please raise your hands if you want me to continue. Again, as I mentioned, this is slightly intermediate level. So if those of you who are new to ifs, if you are unable to do it, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Just stay with us and wait for the shortcut at the end. I'm just coming towards the end of it soon. So let's have the query number 2. Query number 2 is hose 1 under $300. Rep should be John. So if I find a hose 1, I'll take it. That's my choice number 1. And I do not want to worry about anything else. If I don't find hose 1, then I'll take any other product which is under $300. If I do not find any product which is under $300 and I don't find hose 1, then I will consider buying it, anything that John has to offer. Okay, so let's go forward. Thank you, Andrew. I know I just don't want to, I just want to keep it simple. I'll make that point later. Thanks. So let's make a formula here is equal to ifs, bracket open, first choice is hose, product should be hose 1. Product should be hose 1, bracket, inverted commas closed. Sorry, inverted commas closed. We go into result. If this is true, then tell me to buy. Say choice 1. Let's go into the second one. This should be less than 300. If this is so, then choice 2. Third one, this should be equal to John. And this is my choice 3. In inverted commas. I didn't put inverted commas. It will not show me the right answer. Bracket closed, enter, choice 1. It's making your choices for you. Now imagine this was a 1,000,000 line or 1,000 line data. Your choices would have been simple. Your first choices are right here. Choice number 1, you go to branch A to collect your hose. Why? Because is it hose 1? Yes, done. Let's see this one. It does not have hose 1, under 300, done. Choice 2. Let's see hose 1, under 300, choice 2. Okay, we don't have a choice 3 coming in anywhere. So I'll just change the data a little bit to give us choice 3. Okay, so let's say this was hose 2. It is 300. John, let's take it this one. Hose 1, we change it to hose 2. For example, you don't have to do this. Hose 2, let's say this was 434, but it's John. See, choice 3 has come in automatically. Because why? Hose 1 is not available, nothing under 300. So then it goes to John. That's why you have choice number 3. So are we all good with this? Please raise your hand. Let me know. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. As I said, this was an intermediate part. So if you did not get this one, don't worry about it. First, practice your if functions, get better in that, and then we can move on to this one. This video is always going to be available for you. So let's move on to our shortcut of the month. The shortcut of the month is very, very simple. You know how I was toggling around with these? Now imagine if you had loads and loads of these and you're busy working on your keyboard. You don't have time to go towards your mouse and shift between these sheets. How do we do that? It's very, very simple. Control page up, control page down. You can press control plus page up on your keyboard to toggle between the worksheets. I'll show you how. So I am on 12A. I've left my mouse and control page down. Okay, wait a minute. Control page up, page down. There you go. It's changing it's toggling between the two worksheets with just my keyboard. So that is the shortcut of the month. I'm going to close now. We did the if function. We did the and function within the if function. We did the or function within the if function. So this is 2 or more which have to be true together. This is 2 or more which either or can be true. So we get the result. Then we went into the ifs function, which is in priority. If this is true, then give me this. Otherwise, we move on to the next round. And then the shortcut of the month was control page up and control page down for toggling between worksheets. So that has been our session, everyone. I just want to launch a feedback poll to understand how this session was helpful for you to save time and effort. I understand this is slightly complicated functions, but again, the main part is you have to be aware of the basics, the foundations, the functions, the formatting of Excel to be able to come to a level where you find it easy to continue with it. If you haven't, please go back. All the sessions are recorded and they are available to you on the SharePoint page. I will just share the SharePoint page with you right here. We have a beautiful looking SharePoint page, which we have designed for you. And I'll give you the link is always given to you in your emails. This is the SharePoint page. You have these programs, catalog, calendar. On the top, you have Club Excel. Just click on that and all of your videos along with your, it's just taking time to open up. But along with your, the videos should come in again. It's, yeah, there you go. It's coming in. So the video, the practice file, video practice file, all the sessions we have covered so far, all 11 of them are uploaded here. This 12th one will be uploaded pretty soon. And that is it. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for your time. And I will see you next time. Take care and bye-bye.